Hey guys, so today I want to talk about some stuff. Jim Carrey, it just sounds weird. Because it only sounds weird because, okay, wait, well, Jim Carrey's commencement speech for MUM's graduate class of 2014 or something like that, and it was one of the best things I've ever encountered in my whole life. The reason why I laugh when I say Jim Carrey is because everybody knows him as, you know, the guy in the movies, like, oh, the comedian, you know, like the legend. Like he's been in a bunch of really famous movies. I don't believe he's crazy at all. I think he's just enlightened, you know? And you know, people are so quick to judge if they don't understand and they think they understand, but they really don't, you know? You can't really understand at all. It's not even me being like mean about it. It's just me speaking the truth and like you know, like people think they understand but they don't, and that's a whole different thing. So it's not what I want to say is I don't think he's crazy at all, and in fact I believe in a lot, and I am touched and I appreciate learning about a lot in that one commencement speech. Like, he was just speaking the truth, you know? Like, he did it in a way that like was vague enough for people, so for some people that, you know, that don't understand, for them to like question it and be like, what is he even saying, you know? And maybe that's why people might think he's crazy, because of the things he says like that. He has a lot of vague things. I'm gonna read a couple things that he said, but they're like, it's awesome. Like, it's not even vague, to be honest. It is kind of straightforward, but you know, some people like are not gonna understand. Like, they might take it literally. They're not literal. You're not. They're subjective, you know. And it's like, I don't even know if it is subjective. It is kind of straightforward, but it's like a metaphor. They're like, so he believes that he is not Jim Carrey anymore, right? But like, what he's trying to say is that we literally, all of these labels and all of these things that, all of, even the science of it, like, yeah, we wanna. It's gonna sound crazy. We need to label things for, in order for order, you know, for like definitions and like logistics, all these labels, and like, because that's how and this is where it might get crazy, like it's like obvious, like duh, but like no, you don't get it. Like, okay, I'm gonna say like, everything is a theory, you know? Everything is nothing. Because if you think about it, you know, people had to come up with things. Like, and you learn everything. You learn this is a hand, like, you know, you learn shapes, you learn like this is a flag, like, and then you break it down and that's what it is. But yes, exactly, you make that. Like, we make these up. We make it up. Like, we make it up and then we just label it as that's defined. Like, that's what it is. And then, you know, but it's like, really, like, if there was nothing of that, then what the hell is there, right? And that's the soul. Like, for us, for humans, that's the soul. And it's definitely hard to understand if you're just not, like, I don't want to say that people like that are closed-minded, because obviously there's going to be people that, one, think I'm crazy, two, think like I'm dumb as hell, you know? Or think I'm crazy, to be honest. I'm 100% okay with following him, or like learning from him, or like just listening to him. That's what it is. I'm okay with listening to him and believing in him, because he makes me believe in myself, you know? He makes me feel like he is like me, and that's what one of the things he wants to do. He doesn't want to be this Jim Carrey that everybody like thinks he is and is supposed to be, but they keep forgetting that he is a person. Like, he is literally like you and me. That, damn, I am a human being that has many passions, but just because I chose one does not mean that that's the only thing I am. That's the only thing I do. I'm not just laughter and comedy. I'm also tragedy. I believe that, like, we are all like judging each other, and there's so much hate, but we are all literally the same thing at the end of the day. And like, deep down, when you dig everything up, like even past the heart is your soul. Hello, hamster. Painting is one of the ways I free myself from concern, a way to stop the world through total mental, spiritual, and physical involvement. But even with that comes a feeling of divine dissatisfaction, because ultimately, we're not the avatars we create. We're not the pictures on the film stock. We are the light that shines through it. All else is just smoke and mirrors. Gosh. Distracting, but not truly compelling. I've often said that I wish people could realize all their dreams and wealth and fame, so they could see that it's not where you'll find your sense of completion. One of the things he said, before I get into that, because it just back to back, he said earlier, I think in the speech, or later on, I don't know, but he said, you can fail when people go through the standard and the hopes and dreams of their parents or whatever it is, right? Like in college, getting a degree and all that stuff, and getting a degree in something that you don't love, right? But getting in a degree that's something that's safe, and it's the safe way. What if you fail in that job, And fail is such a subjective term that he's trying to say. Like fail, like as in you're not even good at it, right? You're not getting the money that you think you're gonna get or that you thought you were gonna get. And then fail in a way where it's like fail in this self-actualization that you're trying to reach. Like you just feel hate, you feel negativity because you don't like what you're doing, you don't like the life that you're in, that you're living. If you go through that, possibly, this is only for some people, because some people will really love what they're doing and that's their passion, that's always been their passion, and that's great. But this is the few, or the good amount, the big amount of people that go through something and get a degree or a master's in and they don't love it at all. And then it's like, it's like going for your dreams. Like that's what you need to do. You need to do something that you truly love to do, one of your passions, because then you're gonna reach self actualization and completion, and that's what he's saying, like fuck. And the fame, if you ever become famous, like is that giving you completion? Is that giving you life? And that's what he wants us to pursue in our lives. Like he wants that for us. He wants us for that to be it, for that passion and that love and that sense of completion. He wants that to be our wealth and fame. I get my wealth and fame from helping others, and I don't know what I'm doing in my future for myself. I don't even love myself right now. But that's what's gonna give me completion, and that's what's gonna bring me out of this dark hole that I am in and almost buried in, and that's what's gonna do it. And I have ideas, I have dreams, and that's good. That's where you start. You need to have a dream. You need to have something you're passionate about, and then you go with that and you do that, bro. It's just so amazing, I'm glad he learned that, and I'm glad he's sharing that with us, because that's what life is supposed to be about, learning and then teaching. My soul is not contained within the limits of my body. My body is contained within the limitlessness of my soul. One unified field of nothing, dancing for no particular reason, except maybe to comfort and entertain itself. Your job is not to figure out how it's going to happen for you, but to open the door in your head. And when the doors open in real life, just walk through it. Don't worry if you miss your cue. There will always be another door opening. They keep opening. And why not take the chance on faith as well? Take a chance on faith, not religion, but faith. Not hope, but faith. I don't believe in hope. Hope is a beggar. Hope walks through the fire, and faith leaps over it. Because faith is believing. And I would like to reiterate what he said, not talking about religion. I'm not talking about faith in terms of religion. I'm talking about faith, not hope. Because hope is like wishing, Hope is hesitation. Hope is like is still considering the no's of it, you know? But faith is believing. And it's believing that, yes, I am going to be what I want to be and who I want to be, you know? And hope is saying, you know, like, I wish I would be able to become, you know? Not I will be. That's believing. That's faith. You're ready and able to do beautiful things in this world. And after you walk through those doors today, you will only ever have two choices, love and fear. Choose love and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart. I just want to say, like, he's not crazy, you know? And it's like, he's not hurting anyone. He's literally spreading positivity in the world. Through words, too. You know? Like, he's not freaking being obnoxious about anything, I feel. It's just him talking. You know? And it's like, people are getting impacted by this. I got impacted by this a lot. And you know, maybe this is gonna last for like a day or two, maybe even just a couple hours, but I know I'm gonna have this, and it stayed with my heart, and it stayed with my soul. He's literally just spreading positivity, you know? He's not hurting anyone. Like, that makes him crazy, because then, damn, like, I want to be insane.
But we truly are part of a bigger self, a larger self. I hands down believe in that. We are all just so focused in our own selves and what we created for ourselves and what everybody else created for us, and we think we need to be and do, you know? But no. What he said for his painting. This is the last thing I want to share with you guys. This painting is called High Visibility. It's about picking up the light and daring to be seen. Here's the tricky part. Everyone is attracted to the light. The party host up in the corner, who thinks unconsciousness is bliss, and is always offering a drink from the bottles that empty you. Gosh. Misery below her, who despises the light and can't stand when you're doing well, and wishes you nothing but the worst. The Queen of Diamonds, who needs a king to build her house of cards, and the Hollow One, who clings to your leg and begs, please don't leave me behind, for I have abandoned myself. The thing that I want to say is his take on fear, and he says some people just can't distinguish between when they think the dog is going to eat them and when an actual dog is going to eat them. So fear is a lot of the time just in our heads. Like, you can take that in such a subjective way that can go with everything in your life, you know? Like, believing that you're not going to make it, whatever that means to you. Believing that you're not going to be successful, whatever that means to you. Like, you don't know that. You know, it's just fear. So then, like, it makes you not do what you want to do because you don't think you're going to be successful. It's a very good speech because it could apply to anybody, not only just students trying to figure out what the hell they're doing with their life, but adults, because they don't know what the hell they're doing with their life, you know? Like, for people to just go for what they love to do, because that is ultimately going to bring positivity in the world, because nobody is upset. And when people are upset and angry, they spread hate and negativity, you know? He's not crazy. He's just woke as hell. He wants us to know that he is just like us. Just want you guys to be open-minded, you know? Please do not label people crazy. You know, especially if they're not doing harm. Like, if they're not doing any kind of harm, why are you even trying to, like, annoy them and bully them, right? We shouldn't even be annoying and bullying anyone. Just be positive, you know, and try to be more open-minded about this whole concept of following your dreams. Check out Jim Carrey and his art, and look up his inspirational speeches and quotes, right? Because he really just knows, like, what to say. That's pretty much it. So, thanks for listening. And I'll see you in the next one. And hopefully I don't look this gross, because I really do look really gross today. So bye!